1. What is the primary role of police officers in maintaining public safety? A. Enforcing laws. B. Administering court orders. C. Educating the public on laws. D. Implementing state policies. 2. Which adult learning principle emphasizes the importance of self-directed learning in law enforcement training? A. Behaviorism. B. Constructivism. C. Andragogy. D. Cognitivism. 3. Which evaluation method is best used to assess a police officer's ability to respond to an emergency situation? A. Observation. B. Written exam. C. Oral questioning. D. Simulation-based assessment. 4. What is the most effective way to deliver law enforcement training to officers of diverse backgrounds? A. Tailor training to individual learning styles. B. Use one-size-fits-all training methods. C. Focus solely on physical training. D. Focus only on theoretical knowledge. 5. Which of the following is a key component of curriculum development for law enforcement training programs? A. Theoretical assessments. B. Hands-on practical exercises. C. Strict adherence to classroom lectures. D. Limiting the use of technology. 6. How can police officers enhance their communication skills during community interactions? A. By using technical jargon. B. By practicing active listening and empathy. C. By avoiding any personal engagement. D. By focusing only on law enforcement tasks. 7. What is the most important element in maintaining regulatory compliance within a police department? A. Personal preferences of officers. B. Strict adherence to national and local laws. C. Officer discretion during investigations. D. Informal agreements between officers. 8. When developing a training program for new recruits, which of the following methods is best for evaluating understanding? A. Immediate written exams. B. Peer reviews. C. Practical assessments and role-playing scenarios. D. Group discussions. 9. How should a police officer handle sensitive community issues such as racial profiling? A. Ignore the issue to avoid conflict. B. Seek guidance from senior officers and engage in community dialogue. C. Leave the matter to be handled by the community alone. D. Report the issue to external authorities. 10. What is a common challenge in the evaluation of police officers' communication skills? A. Lack of a formal assessment system. E. Over-reliance on written exams. C. Inadequate opportunities for real-world practice. D. Limited training in nonverbal communication. 11. What is an important component of developing a law enforcement officer's critical thinking skills? A. Relying on intuition in high-stress situations. B. Regularly engaging in scenario-based training. C. Focusing only on technical skills. D. Limiting exposure to complex legal cases. 12. Which of the following is an example of a formative evaluation in law enforcement training? A. A final exam after completing a course. B. Regular feedback during scenario-based training. C. A performance review at the end of a probationary period. D. A written report submitted by an officer. 13. What is the primary purpose of community policing in law enforcement? A. To ensure that law enforcement is reactive rather than proactive. B. To build strong relationships between police officers and the communities they serve. C. To focus solely on crime reduction. D. To increase arrests and citations. 14. How can police officers ensure compliance with ethical standards in their work? A. By following personal moral beliefs. B. By adhering strictly to departmental policies and procedures. C. By using discretion without questioning regulations. D. By avoiding difficult situations that challenge ethical norms. 15. Which learning theory is most relevant when training police officers to deal with real-world scenarios? A. Behaviorism. B. Constructivism. C. Experiential learning. D. Cognitive load theory. 16. When evaluating the effectiveness of law enforcement training programs, what is most important? A. The number of officers trained. B. The cost of the training program. C. The improvements in officer performance and community outcomes. D. The duration of the program. 17. What is the role of mentors in police officer training? A. To serve as a disciplinary authority. B. To offer guidance and share expertise with new recruits. C. To evaluate recruits based on strict rules. D. To replace formal classroom training. 18. What is an essential part of ensuring officers are prepared to handle crisis situations? A. Emphasizing physical fitness over decision-making skills. B. Providing in-depth theoretical knowledge without practical experience. C. Offering regular simulation-based training and real-world practice. D. Relying on officers' past experience without additional training. 19. In a police department, which of the following best supports the development of leadership skills in officers? A. Isolating officers from higher-ranking personnel. E. Encouraging officers to assume leadership roles in community outreach programs. C. Focusing solely on physical task training. D. Limiting the exposure to leadership training. 20. What is the best way to ensure that police officers are adhering to ethical guidelines in the field? A. By emphasizing officer autonomy and discretion. B. By regularly reviewing ethical standards and providing ongoing training. C. By limiting contact with the community. D. By focusing solely on physical training. 21. How can police officers assess a suspect's behavior during an interrogation? A. By relying solely on their intuition. B. By using standardized behavioral analysis techniques. C. By using only physical means to obtain information. D. By ignoring body language and focusing only on verbal responses. 22. What is a critical factor in the development of effective training programs for police officers? A. Reducing the number of training hours. B. Incorporating a variety of learning methods to address diverse learning styles. C. Focusing only on written tests. 23. Which method is most effective in teaching police officers about conflict resolution? A. Relying on theoretical lessons only. E. Using role-playing exercises and scenario-based training. C. Focusing only on physical confrontation tactics. D. Encouraging officers to resolve conflicts based on rank. 24. How should police departments handle officers' ongoing professional development? A. By mandating annual recertification only. B. By offering voluntary workshops and training sessions. C. By ignoring professional development until performance issues arise. D. By focusing solely on technical skills. 25. What is an important ethical consideration for police officers during investigations? A. Ensuring personal beliefs do not influence the outcome. B. Relying on gut feelings and intuition. C. Ignoring protocol in favor of expediency. D. Using force as the primary tool for resolving issues. 26. How should police officers approach use of force training? A. By practicing violent techniques regularly. B. By focusing on de-escalation techniques alongside force application. C. By ignoring legal guidelines in favor of personal judgment. D. By practicing only defensive tactics. 27. In what way can police officers enhance their ability to handle stress effectively? A. By avoiding stressful situations. B. By seeking psychological support and participating in stress management programs. C. By relying on aggression and physical control. D. By ignoring signs of stress. 28. What is an example of summative evaluation in law enforcement training? A. Ongoing feedback from trainers during the course. B. An end-of-course examination to assess learning outcomes. C. Peer reviews during training. D. Daily performance assessments. 29. Why is mentoring an important aspect of police officer training? A. It provides a structured way for senior officers to evaluate recruits. B. It fosters personal relationships that are not related to law enforcement skills. C. It allows new officers to gain insight and support from experienced officers. D. It replaces formal classroom instruction. 30. How can police officers effectively deal with bias in their decision-making? A. By ignoring personal biases and focusing solely on facts. B. By using bias reduction training and promoting cultural awareness. C. By relying on intuition in sensitive cases. D. By strictly adhering to department policies without questioning biases. 31. What is the primary objective of crisis intervention training for police officers? A. To increase physical confrontation skills. B. To prepare officers to handle individuals in mental health crises with empathy and de-escalation techniques. C. To limit police involvement in mental health situations. D. To focus solely on physical restraint techniques.